Hello folks, Matt's back again. Appreciate anybody who's checked out the couple videos I posted before this. I know it's not a whole ton of people or anything, but like I said, I'm just happy for even one person to pay attention to anything I got going on over here. Just a lonely guy talking about my experience in this world, and if anybody cares to listen to anything about that, that's, it makes me feel a little bit less lonely. So yeah. I do want to get into the subject that I mentioned in that last video. But before I do, I just want to show y'all this hoodie that someone made for me. It's my artist name, Maasanoba. And it has, I'm really into crystals and they know that. So they took the crystals that I normally wear and put it on the hoodie. And I thought that was awesome. And they actually hand painted this. This isn't screen printed. Like this is paint. And it's really high quality too. So shouts out to that person. Shouts out to, Artifact. You can follow them on social media. So I thought y'all think that's cool. But anyway, on to the video, right? I mentioned in my last video the isolation that a person like me, a average, below average dude, it just feels like the world doesn't want you. Especially nowadays when things are becoming more and more cutthroat. It's getting harder to get given chances, I guess you could say, to like excel in any area of life, be it dating, financially, jobs. With this economy going the way it is, only the cream of the crop is getting anything. And growing up, right, I was spoiled, I realized. I didn't realize it, but throughout various points in my life, I was spoiled. My mom, she had this weird thing where it was like, she had 4 kids before me, and then she had me. And so I was the baby for a while, for a good amount of years. I remember just being the baby. I had everything, I just had a lot of stuff. Even though we were, living in the, public housing and everything, as a kid, you don't really know you live in the projects, but you don't really know. You just go home and then you just, I had video games. I had stuff going on. I had laser tag. I had, a cool radio. It was really loud. Play my CDs, my little CDs I used to like to dance to really loud. What else do you, I don't know, as a kid, what do you ask for? You got laser tag with multiple guns. Take it outside with the friends, play laser tag. It's awesome. I got video games. I got PlayStation, Grand Theft Auto. Wasn't supposed to be playing that, but who didn't play Grand Theft Auto before they were 18? I think most of us played it before we were 18. Way before we were 18. But, yeah, I was spoiled for a while. And then it all switched and I became the middle child because she rapidly had 3 kids right after me. I mean, not right after me, like a couple years after me. It was like boom, boom, boom. Like in rapid succession, she had 3 kids and they became the babies and somehow I became the middle child and it's a whole different way of life. Lost it all. Fast forward all the way to, I'd say 2016 is the best example of it. 2015, 2016, I had, really my whole high school experience, actually. I had friends that just naturally became my friends. And we just all had similar interests. And we were all down to just hang out all the time, spend time, help each other out, spend money with each other, on each other, help each other. Just if one of us needed just, an ear or something like that, we were always available because, nobody was working yet. So I got to have that experience of a real friend group for my whole high school experience. I literally came into high school with one friend. We skateboarded together. It's like we're still pretty much friends to this day. Not the same way, but we're still friends. And we just naturally met people. And the squad grew to such a big level. Like we had such a big group. Like there were days, like on the last day of school, because all through 9th grade, I was pretty much like a lame kind of sorta. Like I had, little people I hung out with from my classes and people that my other friend introduced me to. And I introduced him to some people. We crossed like our little outside of each other groups. And he yeah, we had like a little group of people, but I was kind of a lame because I just didn't have my sense of style yet. I didn't have like no type of confidence, nothing going on. I just felt, you're a freshman. You feel like you're just a little stupid kid around all these people who seem to be grown ups. Like, what? Why do these kids have beards? The seniors and stuff. So, but in 10th grade, for some odd reason, I came back with a sense of confidence, and that attracted more people to me. The last day of 9th grade, we snuck our friend who doesn't even go to our school into our school to ride out with us on our skateboards. It was go skate day on the last day of school, and we went downtown with all our friends. And I didn't realize the scale of our friend group until then. Like, we had all types of people with us, all types of people. I had a friend who was like hood, but he also like enjoyed skateboarding and hanging out with us. And we had friends that would just hang out with us, man. Military kids who just thought we were cool hanging out with us. It was just cool. Like, we had a big group of people. And then 10th grade, more of the same. Made even more friends. Got even more popular. Got my first like serious relationship. And that girl was like great. And I took advantage of that. But 11th grade, it got bad, but especially the relationship part. The friend group was still pretty much good. That's when I started making music and stuff. Friend group was fine. And, even though I lost my relationship that year due to stuff that I was doing wrong, I lost it simply because of the overabundance of like women that were coming into my life trying to, and I know I'm not this super handsome dude. I know I'm not this dude. I'm aware. I don't know what else to tell y'all. This is just what happened. I was really cool during these days, and it led me to landing myself with women that I shouldn't have been with. I get it. I hear it. I don't want to lie to y'all. This is the truth. This is what happened. There was like this specific one girl who was like my perfect type physically, and I just fell for it. I fell for it, and I ended up losing the girl that I should be with now. She was great. She was perfect, actually. She was perfect. And then, but so on and so forth. 12th grade, I'm at like my height. I'm just like so popular, man. Even on social media, this is when I hit 10K followers. Because if y'all know, I have like a good amount of followers or whatever. But I was just living it up, man. I was spoiled. Everything was just coming to me. Everything. Women, opportunities to make money, opportunity, even if I didn't have money, opportunities to save money, because people would literally, because like when you're, how can I say this? When you're trying to get blazed with the guys or with anybody, sometimes you gotta pool money together. Some people might have it, some people might don't, and y'all try to like finesse it to make it happen. There would be times where I didn't have any money, and I would not be expecting to be allowed to hang out with people who were going to do that because I didn't have any money, and I was okay with that. I'm like, I'm broke today. I ain't gonna be able to kick it. And they're like, no, you gotta be there. People just had to have me there. People would go get stuff, come to me just so I can be around them while we're doing it and hanging out with me. I was just an attraction. I was literally doing performances in school and stuff with my music, everything. I was so cool. And even shortly after high school, 2017, 2018, up until 2020, more or less, I just found myself in relationships naturally. Friendships naturally. Money was coming to me. It just was coming to me. I didn't have to work really hard for anything. It just was all there. And this is the point I'm making. Starting in 2020, it all started to just stop doing, like the world just stopped doing that for me. Something happened. Like, I feel like I was living in a movie up until 2020. And 2020 is when like the reality that everybody says, this is reality. I feel like that's when it hit, like the real reality for what I guess I, as a dude who's not rich, like I have a pretty good job money-wise, but a dude who's not rich and a dude who's not, the most handsome dude in the world and not the most charismatic dude in the world and the most talented dude in the world, the most outgoing dude in the world. I guess the life that I'm supposed to be living kicked in. I get into a relationship and it was like really not an easy relationship. Like, it was really messed up. And she had wandering eyes, I feel. I did too, to an extent. I messed up as well, but it was the first time where I was like, oh, this girl's not gonna die about me. Because every other girl I had been with up until this point would literally let's just say, pretty much should have broken up with me way, way, way before they did, for how much I was taking them for granted. This was the first time where a girl was like almost treating me sometimes as if like I should be lucky to be with her. And I was like, oh wow, this is a new experience. And it didn't end up working out. We made it work, and you know, it's just a lot of crazy stuff happened, but you know, it failed. This is the first relationship that just failed. Like straight, like I didn't leave, like I didn't like force a breakup, I didn't do anything, like it just failed. She broke up with me. It's one of the first times that's happened. I'm like, oh wow. Haven't been in a relationship since. That was in 2022, 3 years ago. Yeah, yeah, November. I'm coming up on the anniversary of us breaking up 3 years ago. That's crazy. And ever since then, I had like some hookup culture phases through 2023, 2024, and I think I got one last chance with this girl who was great, was perfect. She was really boring though, and she was very traditional in the sense of when we went out, she clearly wanted me to play this man role, like I was supposed to step up, and it wasn't like she was forcing the issue. And for some reason, just her wanting to go out on dates and have me pick up the bill, but her also just be this soft, caring, you know, available person, made me so scared that I broke up with her. I just wasn't ready. Like, for what she clearly was, like, for the relationship that we were about to have, I wasn't ready somehow. And I think that was my last chance, because ever since then, everything has just evaporated in life. Especially dating, but more so just like even friends. Like, and this is where I get to the part of like, sorry for the long-winded backstory. I just think that it's important for y'all to know where I'm coming from, so that I get to how I arrive at the perspectives that I arrive at. I'll put a timestamp. I hope I put a timestamp in there to skip y'all ahead. But at 12:04, this is when we get into the present, and me talking about everything in general. And you guys, hopefully you don't relate to this, but if you do, you know. I get to a point now where I'm realizing, due to just resources being less available for everybody, due to money dipping down into the dating pool, talking to girls that like are below their ranking in the social hierarchy or whatever. Girls that dudes like me, mid-level dudes, are supposed to be talking to. It raises these girls' standards, so now they feel like, even though they couldn't keep that dude, that they can now get a dude like that. So a dude like me is now like invalid, because, you know, they realize like, oh, one day I'm gonna get saved by a dude with money, blah blah blah, because you know that one dude with money dated me for like 2 weeks, and so clearly it's possible. So somebody like me is not as exciting. And then, so resources getting scarce, time seeming to just speed up weirdly. So I think a lot of people have this sense of like, I need to get the bang for my buck, and I need to get it now. So I'm gonna like do certain stuff that doesn't involve somebody like me. Like, you are not the bang for my buck. Jobs getting scarce, just everything getting so scarce is now causing mid-level dudes to go completely ignored. You are just not anything. You work at this job, you aren't the manager, you aren't the higher level, whatever. So we'll just cut you. Like, your position, the stuff you do, you know, we're trimming the fat now. Like, we're not gonna give you a lot of hours because, you know, the manager, he could do it. He could technically do it. It'll be doing a lot of extra work for him, but he could do it. It's fine. So you're not getting as much money to be able to ascend to the level where you'll be catered to again. Women, like I said before, they feel like they need the biggest bang for their buck, and you're not that. So you need to like get more money or something, become super attractive in the gym, or become famous or something. You need something to supplement the fact that you're mid, because otherwise they're not going to cater to you. Friendships are now dying because nobody either has time to pour into a friendship, or everybody's been so slighted by this dog-eat-dog world that they're like apprehensive of allowing new people to come into their life just as friends, you know? So there's that. And you aren't able to ascend to the higher levels where friends will cater to you, and so on and so forth. And I won't even get into the government and all that type of stuff, how we should be standing up for our rights even more so they cater to us again. They don't care about us. As a man in this day and age, man, you are freaking ignored if you're not a top level guy. You just don't exist. Like, it breaks my heart at this fancy place I work at where I'm trying to do my job and it involves talking to people sometimes, and just that feeling of like, and I don't know if I'm the only person who notices this, maybe y'all can tell me, that feeling of being looked through, where you're in the vicinity and I have to ask them like, hey, would you like some water? And they just kind of look at you like, what? Like, huh? These fancy people that I gotta like serve and stuff, they like don't even see me until I talk to them. And even after, they're just like, yeah, well, like, it's a common thing throughout the day where I'm trying to ask somebody a question and they cut me off without even answering the question. Hey, would you like a table? Yeah, wherever. Would you like the table to be inside or outside? Oh, I don't know what outside, I guess. I don't know. Like, I just don't exist to these people. And I'm like, you can follow me this way. And they look back up like, what? And I'm like, you can follow me this way. This is a very common thing. And even with my coworkers, like, sometimes if they're having like a little group conversation, because they're all younger than me, they're all like, you know, either in school or in that group, they have like a defined little group thingy they got going on, and I'm older than them, so I don't feel like I have the same relation to them. So I feel like I bring a certain something to conversations that's just not welcome. They just say very emotional, nonsensical things, and sometimes I'm with it, you know, because I have my emotional, nonsensical moments too. But sometimes I feel like I'm just, like, my opinion is just not wanted. And it's not like I try to barge in and be an a-hole about it. I'll just, you know, they'll come up to me and be like, or I'll be standing near the conversation. They'll be like, isn't this signs of a narcissist and blah, blah, blah in a relationship? And I'll be like, well, I don't think you can straight go to narcissism. Like, maybe you can see it from their perspective. And something about that, they don't like that. Like, the girls and stuff, they just don't like that. They don't like that type of stuff. So it's slowly peeled them away from me. And then, you know, the dudes, they're cool, but they have like this little insular thing. And they're all like, you know, young, let's just say, they're in the girl chasing life. You know, that's their priority right now, and I've been through that phase. So there's a relation there that's not there as far as like life when it comes to talking to them. So I can't bond with them either. And when they start to, you know, we had Halloween the other night and they were talking about going out and stuff. It was just funny how I would literally be around these people and they would be like asking people specifically. Like, they were talking about going out, like, yeah, we're all going to be there. And they were like right next to me. And they just kind of asking, I almost feel like they did this because of me, but they're like talking about going out and they're like asking specifically, where do you want to go? Where do you think we should go? Where do you think we should go? They get to me and they're just like, where do you think we should go? Where do you, like, you know, skipping me. And then as we're leaving, they're like, hey, take care of it. Like, they made it their business to be like, hey, take care, man, get home safe. Just as a way to, like, without saying it, let me know, like, I'm not invited. And that's all right, because, I mean, I stopped drinking. I'm out of that lifestyle anyway. It wouldn't be good for me to be in that environment, probably. But it also doesn't feel good being, like, left out. So, and I know a lot of men go through this. It's just this, you're not, average dudes are not cared about. Like, you're just not noticed. You're not appreciated. If you're just a normal dude and you're not really bringing something to the table, be it you got to be really funny, you got to be really charismatic, or you got to make the group feel or look good, bring something to the table, you know? You're not socially catered to. Women just, if they feel like, man, all these dudes are doing us wrong. At least I'm gonna get done wrong by some dude who's like rich or really, really good looking or something, so I can at least get something out of it. They're not gonna risk it with a dude who looks like me. And so on and so forth, man. It's just being pushed to the side and eliminated from society is such a scary feeling because we're still here. My life experience is still valid to me. I still want good things for myself. I still want good things. I still want happiness. I still want a relationship. I still want self-actualization, especially now that I've gotten my mind together and I stopped, partying and going all crazy. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready now. I got an okay job for however long I have it. I'm ready. But it's like, no, you're eliminated. The stakes have been raised. The minimum buy-in has been raised. You now need to be this tall to ride this life ride. You now need to do extraordinary things to be treated regular. And it's causing a lot of men to just, and some women too, it's causing a lot of people in general just to feel invalid in this life. And I talked about that in my other video that I got coming up. You just tend to feel invalid. You tend to feel like you're just declined. It's like swiping a card and you're declined. Like, you try to insert yourself into things. Get on the dating apps, go out, talk to people. And it's just there's just this wall, and it can mess with your mental health because I'm still here. I still want these things and nothing's working out. There's no way to excel. But if people start to pity you or you open up to people somehow, because sometimes you crash out and open up. A lot of dudes don't like to do that, but I do it sometimes. You crash out and open up to people. Nobody will straight up tell you these things. It's just something you have to realize. Nobody will tell you this. Nobody's going to tell you straight to your face, like, yeah, bro, you just cooked. Like, you're not, if you're not rich, if you're not handsome, and if you're not super, super charismatic or really, really cool or just super entertaining to be around or something, bro, it's a wrap. Like, if you ain't got a really nice car, something, like, you gotta have something to offer. People just used to be friends with you because they wanted to be friends with you. Or they gave you a chance and see, oh, let's figure this dude out. Girls get into a relationship, oh, he's a little rough around the edges, but, the last dude I dated was blah, 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 and, so I don't care. Let's, he seems nice. Let's see what his intentions are. Let's see if he's going to treat me right. Let's give it a chance. That is how, like, people would take a chance on you. You don't present as, like, something that's going to be a super, super big asset, but, hey, let's take a chance. He seems like a genuine person. He seems like he means well, and his intentions are good. So let's give him a chance. That was how life was. Now, they don't care about that. It's about return on investment with everything. It's return on investment. And I understand it. That's the sucky part about this. Being the one in this position and other dudes being in the position. A lot of us are smart and we understand it. We've done the research. We get it. We know what's going on. And we get it. I understand. I'm very self-aware. I know I'm not, this guy or whatever that the world will be catering to. But there's still that human side where it's like, but I want connection though. I do want connection. So even though I understand it, it's like there's that human side of me that's not going to feel okay with what's happening. Being completely locked out of life. People only using you when it's at the utmost convenience and then discarding you quickly afterwards before you worm yourself into the rest of their life. It's sad, and there is an element. This is why I made the disclaimer in the beginning. There is an element that feels like. There's an element of it that makes you feel like, well, should I just not be here? And I think about this a lot, man. Like while I'm at work specifically, I'm working and I'm doing my job, but I'm just invisible. I'm just this invisible force of serving, cleaning, and whatever else my job entails. Like I'm just this invisible thing. I just don't matter to nobody. And I can feel it. I don't matter to no one. And I've always had a strained relationship with my family. I won't say I don't matter to them, but I won't even say that, because maybe that's just me projecting or something. It's just, let's just say that while I was growing up, I felt like there are people in my family who gave me that same feeling, where just like they just looked through me like I wasn't nothing special. My older brother, who's very charismatic, cool ladies man. My other older brother, who's a very he's a very let's just say a heavy protector. He was like the muscle in the family, and a lot of people looked up to him for that. You got my other little brothers, they're twins, they get attention. You got the girls, they have big personalities. And then you have like my other little brother, he's very charismatic. Growing up to be a ladies' man, it seems like he already has a kid before me. He's not even 20 yet. Crazy world we live in. He has 2 kids before me, not even 20 yet. Crazy world we live in. But everybody, flocks to them. I've always just been, oh, and that's him. What's up, little cuz? I didn't see you right there. Take it easy. Like, I've always just been that, because I'm very laid back. I don't try to demand a lot of attention. Not anymore, especially not, being sober and stuff. So, because that didn't help my issue at all. Drinking a lot to supplement this, because it would make me just super externalize myself in a desperate attempt to try to get some attention on me, and it would make me embarrass myself a lot. So that's like the primary reason why I stopped drinking anyway. But yeah, man, I don't know if y'all relate to this or not, just the feeling of being invalid, not being noticed in this world anymore, not being catered to by any part of the world anymore, and not being able to get no lifeline out of it. Nobody cares. Be a man, go to work, shut up. It's a terrible feeling, and I feel lonely every day, and I question my continued existence every day, and I want to cry out to the people around me every day, like, please, can I just have a hug? Like, please, can you like notice me? And I'm living like so far away from my family, because like they can be toxic sometimes. I hate to say it, but they can make this worse, my own family, because for some reason my brain triples the value of whatever they do, whether it's good or bad. So if they end up treating me like this, it really depresses me, because I'm like, you're my family, and y'all don't even know anything about me or care to talk to me. Even some of them look through me. Not my immediate siblings and stuff like that, but my like cousins and stuff, my aunt's kids and stuff. I don't think I'm anything to them. Like, I'm just my mom's son. It's kind of the end of that. But yeah, I tend to feel like I've just been pushed into a little room of life, and I'm gonna die alone and uncared for, and that my opinions don't matter, my presence doesn't matter, whether I stay or go at a certain place doesn't matter. I went to visit my old job recently, and I've seen people come back to visit the old job, even like very soon after they left the job, and the whole job just centers around them. What are you doing now? Where you work now? What's going on now? What are you doing now? And these are just like I would think, just like regular people that worked at the job, the girls and stuff like that left and come and visit. They come and visit like a week later after they leave. People are acting like they've been gone for 6 years. What's going on now? Oh my God, what's happening? I need updates. I need to know everything. Come back, I go to visit my old job just out of convenience, really, and kind of just out of curiosity, and I just didn't matter. The manager didn't even really like stop to, only one of them did. Me and her are kind of cool, because we kind of relate on this. She's kind of like feeling the woman version of this, and I'm still in contact with her to this day a little bit, in a friendly way. But nobody cared. Nobody cared I was there. People probably didn't even notice I was gone. A couple people came up and talked to me, but at large, nobody cared. And I know what it is. I'm supposed to focus on the few good things about this. One thing I can say is my life has a great level of peace now, I guess you could say. There's not a lot of crazy adventures and stuff that I need to recover from and make up for, and there's not a lot of nonsense that I need to rectify in my life currently. So I guess that's one thing that's good about it, but something about the inner side of me doesn't look upon those things and say, yay. Something inside of me doesn't care about that. Something inside of me wants friends. Something inside of me wants a woman. Something inside of me wants a closer relationship with my family. And something inside of me feels like it's dying and is in crisis all the time if I'm not getting that. I'm talking about to the point of panic attacks, losing my mind at work, freaking out if somebody talks to me because I'm so distraught over people not talking to me that if somebody talks to me, I'm scrambling because I'm like, oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, I agree, I disagree, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of become like it's like my body's trying to take advantage of it. Like I get full on panic attacks just from people like communicate with me and then me, them walking off and me feeling like, oh my God, did I blow that? Did I blow that opportunity to have somebody notice me before I am gone? It's an extreme. It's like extreme nothingness and then extreme everything. That's like the wave I live on right now. And I don't know, guys. I don't really know what to do. All I can say is that I'm trying to just focus on the positives of it. Like I said, I got peace. I spend less money now, just on stuff, dates and everything. Dates add up and you're going on them like multiple times a week with different girls and blah, blah, blah. You got to make a good first impression. If you're going to go out on a date, you got to go on. The first date should be one of the nicest dates, the most intricate dates. And intricacy costs money in the dating scene. If you're planning stuff. And if you're doing that multiple times a week, making 4 first impressions in a week, that's a lot of money that adds up quick. So I'm spending less money. I'm not going out with, friends to drink and stuff like that. So I'm saving money there. Because I'm by myself, I can live in a much smaller place, saving money there. So I'm trying to just focus on the good of it. I'm trying so bad, but the human side of me, it's like it doesn't care about any of that. It doesn't care about peace. The human side of me would rather have chaotic situations with people around me that seem to give a F about me than me being by myself at peace. And I want to know how to suppress that side, but I don't know if we can, because if we do, we're suppressing our humanity, and those urges are what got us here. If we all become super comfortable with being isolated, how are we supposed to continue forward? If we were super comfortable with being isolated in the past, humans would never perpetuate it, and we would never be here, and we would never continue. These urges are literally evolutionary things that make us stick with the tribe. Stay with the tribe. Keep yourself in the tribe's good graces, because that's how you make children. It's how you get food. It's how you get resources. That's how you get safety, because people will protect you. That's how you get that sense of like a community, because people notice when you're there and notice when you're gone. And that stuff is like survival based. At least it was back then. And to an extent, with the rising rates of people, unalive and, people taking themselves, out to pasture, for lack of a better term. And demographics specifically that are doing that, it might be it might be tied to our survival now, because I'm not saying that I want to do it, but I also have definitely for sure acknowledged that, hey, if I did lose my LIFE, if I did lose it, I'm not losing that much right now. Like if I was to just croak out, there's not much that I'm losing. Like it's not much that I need to fight for. Only thing I'm fighting for now, as far as me living, is me going forward and potentially becoming something. Like I said, I'm having some good things happen, and hopefully they continue to happen. It's just in the present, these are tough times, man. And apparently it's gonna get worse. Allegedly it's gonna get worse. All the signs pointing to it for somebody like me, for it getting worse. Everything seems to be getting worse and worse, especially for people like me. But we pray, hopefully that doesn't happen, and hopefully you guys don't relate to this. But if you do, know you're not alone. You are not alone. I'm stuck in my room. I'm stuck in my room. I do my content. I create content for my 3-4 YouTube channels that I have now. My TikTok, my Instagram. I get busy. I do my thing. That's why I have 2 phones. I have content cameras over there. Got a computer. I got 2 computers. I do stuff. I'm active. I work a lot. And then play the game. Not sponsored by Logitech, but this headset is nice. But yeah, I'm in the room, bro. Like, I'm in my room, locked away, just how you are. Being productive and not seeing too much return yet, but hopefully that yet is the thing that saves me. Hopefully I get pulled out of this. Hopefully God gives me the chance one more time to prove that I understand how lucky I am to get anything. Because I understand it now. I took some stuff for granted in the back, and I understand it. I mean, back in the day, but I understand it now. So with that being said, I don't want to tear you guys down too much or cry on here. Like, comment, let me know if you relate to this, and don't forget to subscribe if you do. Let me know topics y'all want to hear about. I got videos coming. I got a lot to talk about in my life. I've been really stalling on this channel for a year plus now, almost 2, maybe, probably past 2 now. I don't know, but I've been stalling. It's coming up on 2. I know when I started it. But yeah, I've been stalling just because I was just like worried that nobody would hear what I want to say. But maybe somebody hears this and it helps them. It's not about me. It's all about other people. Helping somebody else not feel as alone, because that could be them feeling alone could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And I don't want that. So hopefully we all get relief from this very soon, one way or another. So like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Thank you.